Hello, everybody. Rustbell Perspective here, and today we are going to be talking about the upcoming 2024 United States Senate elections in comparison to the same map that was up for Senate map that was up for re-election back in 2018, comparing the map from then to now. So, back in 2018, former President Trump was 2 years into his term, and his first midterm was coming up, and he was very much unpopular across the nation, and the Democrats were able to capitalize on that and push back on him big time. In the United States House of Representative elections, the Democrats picked up 41 seats relative to 2016. 41 seats. That's almost 1/10 of the House. And they won the popular vote nationwide by almost 10 million votes. So that kind of tells you all you need to know about how big the Democrats were able to win um, in 2018 nationwide and how much the national mood was against Donald Trump. And if that wasn't enough for you, the 2018 gubernatorial elections, the Democrats were able to pick up 7 states, 3 of which in Kansas, Wisconsin, and Michigan were won by Donald Trump in 2016. So you could already tell on multiple levels it was a big year for the Democrats when they were against Donald Trump. But guess what? The Senate elections were different. The Republicans managed to pick up a net gain of 2 seats. They picked up 4 seats and only lost 2. Why? Because this Class 1 map very much did not favor the Democrats. It was considered a very bad map for them, and the Republicans were able to capitalize on many ways. In 2018, the Democrats here were defending 10 seats won by Donald Trump in 2016, and they successfully defended 6 of them. But 4 of them, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, and Florida, have all went Republican and are all very much Republican strongholds now. Um, we'll get more into that in a little bit. Now, for what it's worth, the Republicans were only defending 1 seat won by Hillary Clinton in 2016, and they failed to defend it. The Democrats did get a breakthrough there. They also got a breakthrough in Arizona. But looking at it now, all of these states that were considered toss-up states back then, any of them that are red now are not really competitive anymore, besides Texas, where Ted Cruz only did win by 2 points. But even then, it's still not looking good for the Democrats in Texas. All these states are gone. Florida is a little competitive, but that should be a Rick Scott state likely. Indiana, Missouri, Tennessee, those are not competitive states anymore. North Dakota and Mississippi, not competitive anymore. Whereas here, New Jersey, the Democrats have a stronghold on that. That's not really competitive anymore. Mendez won it by 12 points, and he's doing good. New Jersey's a Democratic state. Montana, very much in play for the Republicans in 2024. Nevada and Arizona are very much in play for the Republicans in 2024. This Minnesota special election, that was kind of a different story, but that's not even going to be on the map in this time around. West Virginia, very much in play for the Republicans in 2024. In the other states besides West Virginia and Montana that the Democrats managed to defend despite Trump winning were Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. And those are a lot of the states we're going to be talking about here. But when looking at the 2020 map, yeah, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, and Florida all won by the Republicans. And yes, Florida was competitive, but again, that state has shifted red more and more. It's going to be difficult for the Democrats to win there on the Senate level. But yeah, North Dakota went to Trump by 33. Missouri, Trump by 15. Indiana, Trump by 16. Those states are absolutely not going back to the Democrats. Those states are far and away gone for them. While looking at some of the states that the Republicans won that the Democrats have to defend once again, you got West Virginia, where Trump won by 39 points, Montana, where Trump won by 16 points, and Ohio, where Trump won by 8. The Democrats have popular incumbents in all 3 of these states, and they also have popular incumbents in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and I think Nevada too, which will help them out there. We'll get to all that more in a minute. And then Arizona, Kyrsten Sinema, the furthest thing from popular there. And Michigan is going to be a wide open race because Debbie Stabenow retired, the incumbent Democratic senator. Well, she's retiring at the end of her term. But here is the 2024 Senate map based on the 2020 presidential election, and how all the states voted in that race. So based off that, right away, the Republicans already have 3 big flips in West Virginia, Montana, and Ohio. They're states that the Democrats had to defend in 2018, but now is where their backs are going to be up against the wall the most, because, again, with these 4 seats now having Republicans, senators in North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, and Florida, the Republicans don't have to put any money towards those races anymore. Instead, they could put a lot of their money towards these 3 races. And if the map were to be like this, which obviously there's going to be some immediate flaws here compared to the 2020 election, but if it were to be like this, the Republicans have 49 safe seats right off the bat, whereas the Democrats only have 39. They have 10 of their races listed as competitive here, which is kind of unrealistic, but compared to the 2020 election, that's what we're going with. This is a bad map for the Democrats again, and the Republicans can really eat away here. The Democrats, their best chance to win, their best chances to flip states are in Texas and Florida, and even those are long shots, as I have repeatedly talked about. And the thing is, it's not just Ohio, West Virginia, and Montana. Yes, these were all very much in play for the, well, not so much Ohio, but especially West Virginia and Montana were in play for the Republicans in 2018, and are very much so again. Now Ohio is a lot more in play. If you look at Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, Wisconsin and Pennsylvania do have the same popular incumbents they had back in 2018, so that does make it difficult for the Republicans there, where Baldwin and Casey both won by double digits. Michigan, Debbie Stabenow only won by 6.5 points, and she's not even running for re-election, so that makes this makes Michigan a lot more interesting this time around. The state's definitely a lot more competitive than it was back then. The Nevada and Arizona were very competitive in 2018. They are the 2 states that the Republicans were able to, or the Democrats were able to nab from the Republicans here. But again, they're very competitive. Arizona's a little different because Kyrsten Sinema, the incumbent Democratic senator who won in 2018, I think it was narrowly, she only won by like 2.5 points. She is now unpopular there with how she has sided with the Republicans, crossed over on many issues that have upset a lot of Democrats, not only in Arizona, but across the nation. But now that she's independent, she's immune to a primary there. I will make a video more on Arizona specifically later on. But, yeah, so this state is very interesting. The Democrats only won here on the presidential scale by 0.31, I think it was, back in 2020, so the state is definitely very competitive this time around as well, so that really hasn't, the only thing that's different there is the party that has an incumbent, still very competitive. Nevada is kind of different. I'm all over the place here. Nevada, Jackie Rosen won it by 5 points back in 2018, and Biden held on to it by 2.4 points in 2020 for the Democrats. And Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto recently won re-election there in 2022 by, I believe, like 0.9 points. It was very close. So I guess you could make the argument that the state is getting a lighter and lighter shade of blue as the Republicans are being more competitive there. But we'll see what happens here because it's absolutely in play for the Republicans. The only difference is this time is that the Democrats have the incumbency here as we approach the midterms here. But so yeah, these 2 states are equally competitive. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania are also equally strong for the Democrats with their strong incumbents, although the Republicans might be able to focus more on them now that they have less seats to go after. The Republicans can. Michigan is definitely going to be more competitive than it was back in 2018. Same with Ohio, and Ohio is favored by the Republicans. My Senate predictions has this as a lean Republican state. but we'll see what happens. West Virginia and Montana are also very much in play for the Republicans. They're probably going to be where the Republicans target the most, considering, again, how much Trump won there. Because back in 2018, these states were... this was a Democratic favored state, and Montana, that was a toss-up that Tester was able to hold on in. But West Virginia definitely is not Democratic favored anymore. In fact, I'm going to adjust all these characterizations to my personal predictions, so that way it doesn't look as misleading here anymore. Shoot. And then Republican, make that lean, make that likely, and yeah, that looks about right. Democrats are safe here. But yeah, so right now I had it as a 52 to 48 Republican based on my predictions I released last week. But there is definitely, again, a lot of room for the Republicans to gain here, as both times in 2018 and 2020, it's a bad map, and also does not help that Joe Biden is now the incumbent who has some unpopularity to his name. So overall, this is definitely, again, a bad map for the Democrats, but the only difference is the Republicans have even more room to work with this time. They have less states to try to pick up. The Democrats are going to have to fight even harder to defend some of these states. So thank you all very much for watching. This is Rust Belt Perspective, signing out.